So am I audible? First of all, I wanted to ask, am I audible?
हाँ.
Okay,
Yep.
fine. So today we're going to cover a very boring chapter. The name of the chapter is Introduction to Clearing and Settlement System. So what exactly do we mean by clearing and settlement? So as we were discussing the forwards and futures contract, what we usually used to see is there are two parties. Okay, this is party A and this is party B, and they usually used to transact between each other. So let's say on a particular future date, hypothetically 27th of October, party B is going to sell party A, let's say 10 kilograms of gold, okay, at a pre-decided price, which is let's say 50,000 rupees per kg. Okay. So on 27th of October, what will happen? B will deliver this particular underlying asset to A party, and on the other hand, A will be paying 50,000 rupees per kg, 50,000 multiplied by 10, which is 5 lakhs, and he will be taking the delivery of gold. So this exact process which happens on the expiry date, that is what we call as a settlement. So settlement is basically nothing but settlement of contracts. Settlement of contracts in the sense whatever the obligations are due and whatever the net profit or loss which one party makes and another party is suffering. So in that case, you just have to net all those transactions, and then you have to make payments and deliver assets and everything. So that basically happens on the day of settlement. So this was basically what we used to talk about it as an out over the counter transaction. So the OTC transaction basically has this kind of a settlement procedure, which is very straightforward and simple. And there are not a lot of things which you need to understand in case of OTC settlement. But as we talk about exchange traded contracts which are standardized and which are governed by the exchange totally. In that case, what happened is settlement procedure became much more robust and it became much more complicated. Why? Because जब हम exchange की बात करते हैं, standardized contracts की बात करते हैं, then volume is extremely high. Now, what do you mean by volume? That is the number of people who are transacting in that particular exchange. जितने भी सारे लोग हैं जो market में involved है, trading कर रहे हैं, उसका एक amount बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है. There are a lot of people who are involved. So in that particular case, what happens is um, you have a lot of data to deal with. So you have a lot of different transactions and a lot of different data you need to deal with. So in that case, it is very important that you have a standardized settlement procedure as well. तो ये standardized procedure भी होनी चाहिए settlement की. So that is what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. इस particular chapter में हम सिर्फ futures and options का clearing और settlement देखेंगे because they are the only exchange traded contracts in India. Clearing का मतलब exactly क्या होता है कि आपके जो भी dues है, मतलब जो भी payables है और जो भी हमारे receivables है, तो उसकी जो टोटल लेन देन होती है that exactly is what we call as clearing. So in case of this particular transaction, the party B which is going to deliver the underlying asset to the A, and party A which is going to pay the amount of money to party B, this is what we call as clearing the trade. तो settlement उस procedure को बोलते हैं. Clearing मतलब जो भी dues है, let's say पार्टी ए को पार्टी बी को अभी let's say 5 लाख रुपीस देने, सो 5 लाख रुपीस जब वो देंगे, इसका मतलब होता है कि वो क्लियर हो गई ट्रेड. नाउ इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्सचेंज व्हाट हैपेंस इज it has to collect money from the different amount of sellers. It has also in the form of margins. In case of buyer, it has also it also needs to collect money from all the buyers as well. So in that case, what happens is it needs to keep a record of all that money, which is it is receiving and what it is going to pay. So again, a very standardized and very robust clearing process is also required in that case. So this is what we are going to discuss in this chapter. So are you guys with me till now?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So clearing and settlement basically, as the name suggests, वही सब होता है इसमें. And this chapter is going to be extremely theory, just like the last chapter. So there are going to be no numericals in this, just a few illustrations, and the most like some part also you need to rectify completely. You need to remember that. So kindly bear with me for the few upcoming chapters now, because the interesting part is now over. The futures, options, everything is now over. So we are done with all the technicals, and now what we are remaining it is with all these things that you just need to memorize in order to clear the exam. So we'll just read through the technicals. Clearing corporation is responsible for clearing and settlement of all. तो जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि ये exchange होता है. So this exchange is also what we call as a clearing corporation. So clearing corporation is responsible for clearing and settlement of all trades executed on the futures and options segment of the exchange. So FNO segment, which I said has almost 70% of active day traders in the market, which has a lot of volume. So it is a different segment of the exchange, completely different segment, and there is a clearing corporation. So clearing corporation acts as a legal counterparty to all the trades on this segment and also guarantees their financial settlement. Now, as we said, when you talk about over the counter contracts, there we usually talk about two parties, which is party A and party B, and these two parties are transacting with each other. But when we talk about exchange traded contracts, let's say tomorrow if Minal wants to buy a futures contract on Reliance, so in that case Minal will, she will not go out and look for a counterparty who is ready to sell it to her. So she can directly, log into her broker's account on her, computer portal software. She can log into the broker's account. She can just place an order for Reliance one futures contract, which is going to expire on 27th of October at whatever price. So in that case, Minal doesn't know who actually is selling this particular contract. She is only concerned with her money and her settlement. So for her, the exchange which is there, whatever exchange she places a trade in, mostly it happens in National Stock Exchange. So this exchange is going to act as a counterparty for Minal, and they are going to deliver whatever the obligations are there. And जितना भी मिनाल का पेएबल रहेगा, रिसीवेबल रहेगा, तो उस सब की जिम्मेदारी विल बी ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर एक्सचेंज. So remember this particular point, it is very important, and it can also come as a question in exam, that who acts as a legal counterparty for this thing. So clearing corporation. So the clearing and settlement process comprises of three main activities, that is clearing, settlement, and risk management. सो रिस्क मैनेजमेंट अगेन इज अ वेरी नीशे पार्ट, इतना ज्यादा आपके सिलेबस में इंक्लूडेड नहीं है. बट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली फर्स्ट प्रोसेस जो होती है वो हमारी क्लियरिंग होती है, उसके बाद सेटलमेंट होता है. एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट मतलब जस्ट टू मेक श्योर कि यू डोंट जॉपर्डाइज योर सिचुएशन. आप अपनी जो भी फाइनेंशियल हेल्थ है एज अ क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन, आप अपने आप को भी उस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन में जॉपर्डाइज नहीं करोगे. और जो भी पर्टिकुलर मेंबर्स है हु हैव अ ट्रस्ट इन यू, इवन दे गेट देयर पेमेंट्स ऑन टाइम, तो उनको भी उनका पूरा सेटलमेंट टाइम पे मिलना चाहिए. एंड यू शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू मेंटेन देयर ट्रस्ट. सो इन दैट केस it is very important to have a risk management. Now moving forward, this is just a memorizing thing. So we are talking about different clearing members. So as we discussed in the last chapter, so there are also different types of clearing members which are involved. Number one is self-clearing member. So they can clear and settle trades which are executed by them only. So either on their own account or on the account of their client. So let's say I am a clearing member. So let's talk it as a self-clearing member. So self-clearing member, he can only clear trades on his own account and on the account of his particular client. So this is what you call as a self-clearing member. Next is we have a trading member, combined clearing member. So as we saw it yesterday, trading combined clearing member, TCM. So in case of TCM, what happens is They can clear and settle their own trades as well as the trades of other trading members as well. So they can settle their own also of their clients. And at the same time, they can also settle the trades of other trading members which are there in the market. So they have that kind of an authority. Third, we have professional clearing members who clear and settle trades executed by the trading members only. So we have a professional clearing member as well, who we call in as PCM. So professional clearing member, his job is only to clear the trades. So we'll only clear trades. So किसके ट्रेड्स क्लियर करेगा? बेसिकली जो भी ट्रेडिंग मेंबर्स है मार्केट में, जितने भी ट्रेडिंग मेंबर्स अवेलेबल है, उनके ट्रेड्स वो क्लियर करेगा. एंड ही इज जस्ट देयर फॉर क्लियरिंग, लाइक ही इज अ प्रोफेशनल क्लियरिंग मेंबर. उसका काम बस क्लियरिंग करना ही होता है. सो अंडरस्टूड दिस?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay. Now again, this point is very important. Both trading come clearing member, that is your TCM, and your professional clearing member are required to bring in additional security deposits in respect of every trading member whose trades they undertake, clear and settle. So they are required to bring in additional security deposits. What do you mean by additional security deposits? Now let's say you have a very, I could say a Herculean job, like a Herculean task of maintaining all these records. So ये सारे जो trade के records है, as I said कि there can be many trading members. वो कितने बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं. But as let's say you are a TCM, or let's say you are a professional clearing member, so in that case what happens is you as a member always need to be dealing with a lot of money. So what do I mean by a lot of money? जो भी trading member का जितना भी पैसा है, और जो भी जितना भी trade का सारा deposits है, you need to deal with that. So in order to keep yourself clean, in order to keep yourself clean, by which I mean keep yourself safe from any kind of a default, you also need to have additional deposits. So additional deposits in the sense something which can help you to sustain even in at times of distress, something which can help you to sustain even at times when you don't have enough capital to clear the trades. तो उस टाइम पे additional deposits will be helpful for you. तो वही इस point में mention किया है कि they need to bring in additional deposit, security deposits in respect of every trading member whose trades they undertake to clear and settle. ओके, तो यहाँ तक आ गया समझ में क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स का?
जी. हाँ जी, आ गया.
या so you don't need to apply any kind of logic in this. This is just what all I can say as a straightforward definition that you need to keep in mind. Just read the book once. इसके बाद चैप्टर हो जाने के बाद एक बार बुक भी पढ़ लेना अच्छे से. एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई सजेस्ट यू कि यू रीड अ लॉट. यू ये जो भी चैप्टर्स है जो कि थियोरेटिकल है, you can expect questions anywhere in between the text in that. So it's I think you should definitely read those chapters very well. Now moving forward, we have clearing banks. Okay. Now clearing banks क्या exactly होते हैं? जैसे कि हमने देखा कि कुछ clearing members होते हैं particularly who do such type of a job. But there is also a certain limitations to what a clearing member can exactly do. अब आप किसी clearing member के जब पास जाओगे अकेले के पास, and if you tell him कि मेरा 200 करोड़ का trade है, and you clear this particular trade of transaction of 200 crores. So in that case, what will happen is this member is not big enough. I mean, he doesn't hold that much amount of liquidity or that much particular expertise, or like he lacks that kind of a manpower. उसका मैन पावर इतना ज्यादा नहीं है कि वो एक पर्टिकुलर आदमी इतने सारे ट्रेड्स को हैंडल कर पाए, मतलब इतने बड़े ट्रांजैक्शन को हैंडल. सो इन दैट केस व्हाट हैपेंस इज वी involve clearing banks, like one particular bank which is going to take care of your entire clearing process. So fund settlement takes place through these clearing banks, and for the purpose of settlement, all clearing banks are required to open a separate bank account with clearing corporation, designated clearing bank for FNO segment. So okay, as I'm not audible, Minal, can you hear me? Sakshi?
क्लास. आ गया, आ गया.
अब तक मैं ऑडिबल नहीं था क्या?
हेलो।
यस यस, एम आई ऑडिबल?
हाँ, अभी आया।
इससे पहले नहीं था क्या?
नहीं, नहीं आ रहा था।
आपको भी नहीं आ रहा था मीना?
नहीं।
ओके ओके, जस्ट अ सेकेंड. Yeah, so we'll resume now. Sorry for that, it's just technical lag on my side. So, in order for these bank to clear all these trades, they have to open a separate bank account and a
स्क्रीन
separate.
शेयर नहीं किया आपने?
Just a second. Sorry, again a technical glitch. Now is it visible?
हाँ।
हाँ. Okay. So clearing banks, जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि they take care of trades which have a lot of bigger transaction size. So in that case, if a normal bank wants to get become a clearing bank, what they have to do is they have to open a separate bank account. तो उनका एक सेपरेट अकाउंट होना चाहिए किसके साथ? विद द क्लियरिंग कॉरपोरेशन. जो भी क्लियरिंग कॉरपोरेशन है उनके साथ एक सेपरेट बैंक अकाउंट वो लोग क्रिएट करेंगे. एंड इन दैट केस ओनली दे विल बिकम अ डेजिग्नेटेड क्लियरिंग बैंक फॉर द फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन सेगमेंट. सो व्हाट इज द एलिजिबिलिटी फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर क्लियरिंग मेंबर? तो क्लियरिंग मेंबर का एग्जैक्ट एलिजिबिलिटी क्या होता है? So these are just the requirements as we saw earlier also. पिछले चैप्टर में जैसे हमने देखा कि एक पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक का एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या होता है. सिमिलरली यहाँ पे जब हम क्लियरिंग मेंबर की बात करते हैं, so in that case what should be his eligibility? So what eligibility criteria he needs to fulfill in order to become a clearing member? So first point as we can see is it is the net worth of at least 300 lakhs, that means 3 crores. The net worth requirement for a clearing member who clears and settles only deals executed by him is rupees 100 lakhs. So as we saw, नॉर्मल जो क्लियरिंग मेंबर होता है हु इज क्लियरिंग ऑल, जैसे कि अब हमने देखा कि नॉर्मल क्लियरिंग मेंबर मतलब कौन? लेट्स से सेल्फ क्लियरिंग मेंबर हो गया. And other there are which is trading combined clearing member, or we can call it as a professional clearing member. तो ये जो ट्रेडिंग मेंबर, कंबाइंड क्लियरिंग मेंबर और प्रोफेशनल क्लियरिंग मेंबर है, सो दे आर क्लियरिंग ट्रेड्स on behalf of all other trading members. So they require a net worth of at least 3 crore rupees. Now, what do you mean by net worth? Net worth is nothing but all the assets and cash flowing assets that you are having currently. So a combination of all that is basically your net worth. And on the other hand, if we talk about the self-clearing member, these members are the ones who are clearing trades only for themselves. तो जो उन्होंने खुद execute किए. So in that case, the net worth requirement reduces to 1 crore only. Moving forward, a deposit of 50 lakhs to clearing corporation, which forms part of security deposit of the clearing member. So 50 lakhs, जैसे कि मैंने कहा था कि in order for clearing banks, the requirement is way much bigger. But यहाँ पे उन्होंने सिर्फ इतना ही दिया कि you need to open a separate bank account with clearing corporation. In case of a member, you are required to make a deposit of 50 lakhs to clearing corporation, which forms the part of security deposit of the clearing member. So this is nothing but kind of a security deposit जो कि deposit आप डाल रहे हो उस particular clearing corporation में. So जैसे कि मैंने पहले भी mention किया था, as the clearing corporation is jeopardizing itself, so in that situation you need to bring in additional security deposits. So security deposits are something which clearing members have to keep it with the clearing corporation just for the sake of security. Now, additional incremental deposits of 10 lakhs to clearing corporation for each additional trading member in case a clearing member undertakes to clear and settle his deals for other trading members. Now, जैसे कि हमने देखा, now if you are a self clearing member who is only clearing deals which you yourself are executing. In that case, the requirement of deposit is just 50 lakhs. Okay, so 50 lakhs आप deposit करो and then you can just do your job. But when we talk about these two people, that is professional clearing member and trading cum clearing member, in that case, the requirement is 50 lakhs in the beginning. But additionally, as you bring in more trading members, if you wish to, like clear trades for more trading members, so for each and every trading member you will have to deposit extra 10 lakh rupees as a this thing. तो लेट्स से अभी एक ट्रेडिंग मेंबर एक्स्ट्रा हो गया, सो दैट विल बी एक्स्ट्रा 10 lakhs. अगर दो हो गए तो दैट विल बी अगेन 20 lakhs. अगर तीन हो गए तो दैट विल बी 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. सो above these 50 lakhs is 50 लाख के above you need to deposit 10 lakhs for every trading member whose trades you wish to clear. ये समझ में आ गया?
हाँ, आ गया।
Okay, Sakshi, you understood this? हाँ, okay, fine. Now moving forward, we are going to take a look at clearing mechanism. Now here we just have this little bit of basic this thing. When you move forward towards FRM or CFA, you have much different processes for clearing mechanisms. So clearing process begins by calculating the open positions and obligations of clearing members. So open positions, as we said, like if you have a net long or net short position on a particular stock, so that means that you have an open position which is still open. That means it has not yet been settled. And obligations mean whatever the payables or receivables that you have, that are your obligations of the clearing members. Trading members identify orders as either proprietary. Now, proprietary, that is PRO. Proprietary means my self trades, which are executed like by myself, my own trades. And CLI means the client trades. Like, for example, I have a certain clients. On behalf of that client, I'm executing the trade. So that becomes my client trade. Now, proprietary positions are calculated on a net basis, that is buy minus sell for each contract, and that of the clients are arrived by summing together the net positions of each individual client. So a trading member's open position is the sum of proprietary open position, client long position and client open short position. So ये पढ़ के कुछ इतना ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आएगा, it's very confusing. Let's straight away move on to the example. So as we said, we have two trading members over here. One is PQR and another one is XYZ. और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हमने सेम लिया है. वी हैव टेकन द निफ्टी अक्टूबर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. लेट मी जस्ट जूम इन अ बिट फॉर दिस, so it will be more visible for you. Just a second. Yeah. So as you can see, we have two trading members, PQR XYZ, and PQR is having a security in Nifty October. XYZ is also having the same. So now this is his proprietary. Okay. So now I'm only talking about his proprietary trades. So he has a buy quantity of 5,000 lots in that, sell quantity of 3,000 lots in that. So how much will his net quantity become? Will be exact what you have is buy minus sell. जितना buy है उसमें से sell quantity को निकाल दिया. So that will be his net position which is open in the market currently. Now talking about client one, जो कि उसका पहला client है. So CLI means stands for your clients. So client one का buy quantity is 3,000, sell quantity is 2,000. So again net is 1,000. Second client का again the same, 3,000 is buy, sell quantity is 1,000 and 2,000 becomes the net quantity. Now last में what you calculate is you calculate the total exposure, or what we call it as an obligation, or whatever we can call it as an exposure. तो ये लॉन्ग 5,000 कैसे आया? दिस नेट 2,000 लॉन्ग प्लस दिस पर्टिकुलर 2,000, दिस पर्टिकुलर 1,000 लॉन्ग प्लस दिस पर्टिकुलर 2,000 लॉन्ग. So this 2,000 plus this 1,000 plus this 2,000 becomes an exposure of long 5,000. ये समझ में आया? सो इट इज वेरी सिंपल. बाय अगर आपने लेट्स से 10 केले बाय बाय किए हुए हैं, लेकिन उसमें से 5 आपने सेल किए, तो आपका ओवरऑल केले कितने? आपके पास 5 ही है. भले ही मतलब केले का एग्जांपल डजंट फिट ओवर हियर बिकॉज मार्केट में लॉन्ग शॉर्ट डिफरेंट होता है एज आई एक्सप्लेन, बट स्टिल इफ यू थिंक ऑफ इट इन अ लिटरल मैनर इट बिकम्स अ नेट एक्सपोजर। तो नेट एक्सपोजर आप कैसे करते हो, जितना आपका लॉन्ग है उसमें से आप आपका शॉर्ट निकाल दो, तो मैं इतना ही लॉन्ग हूं फिलहाल इस पे, बिकॉज मेरा 5000 में से 3000 जो है दैट इज माई सेल क्वांटिटी। सो ओवरऑल क्वांटिटी इज स्टिल बिकम्स 2000, और लास्ट में जो भी मेरा ओवरऑल एक्सपोजर आएगा दैट विल बी माय नेट क्वांटिटी प्लस मेरे जितने भी क्लाइंट्स है उन सबका नेट क्वांटिटी, दैट विल बी माय ओवरऑल लॉन्ग। नाउ XYZ का देखते हैं, XYZ का बाय क्वांटिटी इज 1000 ओवर हियर, सेल क्वांटिटी उसका ज्यादा है 2000, सो हिज नेट इज नेगेटिव। ये ब्रैकेट मैंने डाला है, सो यूजुअली व्हाट हैपेंस इज इन फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स और this thing, what we do is instead of writing minus 1000 we put that in a bracket. So when we put something in a bracket, we are trying to say कि you need to deduct this from the overall amount. तो bracket जब डालते हैं इसका मतलब है कि that is negative value. Just remember this. For client 1 he has a buy position of 2000, sell of 1000, so that becomes a net of 1000 over here. Here the net is minus 1000. So ये तो पूरा cancel हो जाएगा. And apart from that, this again you have buy quantity of 3000, sell quantity of 4000, so overall a short of 1000. So अभी यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, we you have a combination of this net quantity which is overall short and overall long. So what will you do in that case, हम उसको segregate कर देंगे, that is long of 1000 and short of 2000. अभी हम क्या कर सकते थे, हम इसमें इन दोनों जो एक्सपोजर्स है ये दोनों एक्सपोजर को कंबाइन करके हम लोग लिख सकते थे डायरेक्टली कि शॉर्ट ऑफ 1000, बिकॉज लॉन्ग में से आप शॉर्ट को निकाल दोगे तो दिस बिकम्स माइनस 1000 which is your short, but we won't exactly do that. Why? Because ये short positions हमने यहाँ पे significantly लिए हुए different, so that is why हम उसको अलग से लिख रहे हैं, और वो basically they are not our proprietary trades. Like one trade is here which is our proprietary, another one is your client's trade, so you have to mention it differently as a significant trade. So in that case what will happen, you will have 1000 which is long and 2000 which is a short. So now you cannot expect any problems from this exam में, कुछ इस पे problem तो नहीं आएगा कि ये solve करके बताओ वगैरह, but just for the sake of understanding I'm telling you how these trades are basically clear. Now moving forward in the above case, so clearing members open position will be calculated as follows. तो open position को कैसे calculate करेंगे? So as we see PQR का entire long position is 5000, short is 0, and XYZ का long position is 1000, short is 2000. So overall अगर हम लोग देखेंगे एक ही केस में, so that is 6000 on the long side and 2000 on the short side. Okay, ये समझ में आया?
हाँ।
I guess someone has put a text message. Okay. मिनाल समझ में आया, साक्षी समझ में आया? If you have any doubts ask.
नहीं आ गया।
Okay, fine, fine. Moving forward to the next slide, we have the final settlement of futures contracts. So as we previously भी जैसे हमने discuss किया था कि futures contracts में mark to market settlement होता है. So you have basically something which you call as mark to market settlement, जो कि हमारा daily spot के closing price पे depend करता है. सो डेली का आपका जितना क्लोज है उसके हिसाब से आपके जो जितना भी आप इनिशियल मार्जिन प्ले करते हो उसमें से प्लस या माइनस होके यू गेट वॉट एवर योर प्रॉफिट और लॉस इज देयर. सो वो हमारा डेली मार्क टू मार्केट सेटलमेंट हो जाता है फॉर फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड वी आल्सो हैव समथिंग व्हिच वी कॉल एज अ फाइनल सेटलमेंट. तो फाइनल सेटलमेंट एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है, एज वी डिस्कस्ड कि देयर इज अ लास्ट थर्सडे ऑफ एवरी मंथ. तो हर महीने का जो लास्ट थर्सडे होता है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी द एक्सपायरी डेट फॉर आवर फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. So FNO expiration day is last Thursday of the month, and after close of the trading hours, the clearing corporation marks all the positions of a clearing member to the final settlement price. The resulting profit or loss is settled in cash. Final settlement or loss profit amount is debited, credited to the relevant clearing member's bank account on the day following the expiry day of the contract. All long positions are automatically assigned to short positions in option contract with the same series on a random basis, since longs are always equal to number of shorts. So exactly होता क्या है, as we see कि जो final settlement होता है हमारा, let's say इस केस में even today is I think a settlement. Yes, today 28th of October is settlement. But let's talk about the last day, that is 27th of October. So in case of 27th of October, when the markets are close, यानी कि 3:30 के बाद जब मार्केट क्लोज हो जाएगा और प्राइस में मूवमेंट्स बंद हो जाएंगे 3:30 के बाद, उसके बाद क्या होगा कि क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन जो है वो हर एक क्लियरिंग मेंबर का डायरी ओपन करके देखेगा कि हाउ व्हाट आर द नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड्स दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन हैज क्लियर्ड, एंड उसके हिसाब से जो भी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस है और वो सब कैश में सेटल होगा. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कैश सेटलमेंट? कि क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन जो भी कैश ऑब्लिगेशंस है या जो जितना भी पेएबल रिसीवेबल है वो उस पर्टिकुलर क्लियरिंग मेंबर के अकाउंट में दैट मच अमाउंट विल बी डिपॉजिटेड following the expiry date. So this is just the meaning of that. Moving forward, we will take a look at the option contract settlement. So option contract settlement may be similarly futures जैसा ही होता है. We have two different types. One is the daily premium settlement and another is final exercise settlement. So daily premium settlement is just similar to the MTM funda in futures, but let's just take a read over here. In options contract, the buyer of an option pays a premium while the seller is receiving a premium. So the amount payable and receivable as premium are netted to compute the net premium payable or receivable amount for each client in an open option contract. So clearing members with premium payable positions are required to pay the premium amount to the clearing corporation, which in turn passes on to the members who have premium receivable position. The pay in and payout of premium settlement is on T plus 1 day, that is trade day. Now you, I guess इस बाकी जो भी text था, it is not very significant, but this last part is very significant. The paying and payout of the premium settlement will be T plus 1 day. Now what do you mean by T plus 1 day? Let's say जैसे कि मैंने कहा let's take the date of today only, 20th of October. So 20th of October को me, that is Sawan Nihatkar, enters into a particular options contract on the buy side. So I'm basically buying a call or European, and I am going to pay a premium of 6,000 rupees to enter in that particular options contract. So ये 6,000 premium मेरी जेब से गया. So now let's say this is my clearing member, मतलब मेरे broker के ऊपर कहीं पे तो somewhere here is my clearing member. So he will receive this particular 6,000 as a premium, and somewhere this clearing member is also linked to another clearing corporation, that is central counterparty, which is clearing corporation, and this clearing corporation is again linked to another clearing member who has another client over here who needs to get this $6,000 which I have paid. So now this particular guy doesn't know me, he doesn't know who I am, but he just thought ki the prices will fall, so in that case he just wanted to sell. So उसने बेचा, now he has to receive that particular 6,000. So what will happen is my clearing member, and there will be several other people like me who will be there with the clearing members. So ये इन सब का जो जितना भी लॉन्ग पोजीशन है या फिर शॉर्ट पोजीशन है जो मैंने बाय किया है, सेल किया है, तो जो लोगों ने बाय किया है वो अपना सारा प्रीमियम इसके अकाउंट में जाएगा क्लियरिंग मेंबर के, जो पूरा सब कुछ चीजें सेंट्रल क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन में ये करेगा, डिपॉजिट करेगा, एंड देन दैट क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन विल मैच द ट्रेड्स, और उसके हिसाब से वो सारा मनी उन क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स को जाएगा जिनके यहाँ पे शॉर्ट पोजीशन वाले कैंडिडेट्स हैं, एंड दैट प्रीमियम विल बी डिपॉजिटेड इनटू देयर अकाउंट. And this thing will happen on 21st of October, which is T plus 1. That is trade का जो मेरा डे था वो मेरा आज का डे था, and plus 1 अगर उसमें लिखा है तो T plus 1 means tomorrow's date, that is 21st of October. So on that daily premium settlement will happen. इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? This is daily premium का settlement. डेली प्रीमियम सेटलमेंट मतलब समझ गया कि जो भी मेरे अकाउंट का लॉस है, जो भी इसका प्रॉफिट है, वो एक दूसरे के अकाउंट में जाना, दैट इज नथिंग बट योर डेली प्रीमियम का सेटलमेंट. Now, if we talk about the final exercise settlement, so just like हमने futures का देखा था, in case of options also you have one final settlement which happens on the last day, that is the expiry day of that particular options contract. So all the in the money stock options contracts shall get automatically exercised on the expiry. जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि वो automatically exercise हो जाते हैं on the day of expiry. If your option is in the money, that means it will get automatically exercised. Now what do you mean by automatically exercised? Let's say I had bought the call option and today was expiry date 20th of October, and 3:30 तक जो भी था मैंने अपना ट्रेड स्क्वायर ऑफ नहीं किया, एंड नाउ माय दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन इज इन द मनी. तो ये अभी मेरा पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन अगर इन द मनी है, सो दैट विल ऑटोमेटिकली बी एक्सरसाइज्ड, ऑटोमेटिकली एक्सरसाइज हो जाएगा. और जो भी शेयर्स आई हैव द राइट टू बाय, दैट शेयर्स विल बी डिपॉजिटेड इनटू माय डीमैट अकाउंट, और उसके लिए मुझे उस पर्टिकुलर शेयर्स के लिए मुझे जो भी अमाउंट है वो पे करना पड़ेगा इन दैट केस. So all the unclosed long short positions are automatically assigned to short long positions in the options contract with the same series on a random basis. And profit or loss amount for options contract on index and individual securities on final settlement is credited or debited to the relevant clearing members. तो जैसे कि हमने देखा था एग्जैक्टली exactly. जैसे कि स्टॉक ऑप्शंस के बारे में मैंने बोला था कि स्टॉक ऑप्शंस के केसेस में यू ऑलवेज हैव अ फिजिकल सेटलमेंट, और जो एक्सपायरी डेट है ऑन दैट डे द पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ शेयर्स विल बी डिपॉजिटेड इनटू योर डीमैट अकाउंट. बट इन केस ऑफ इंडेक्स व्हाट विल हैपन इज, इंडेक्स के केस में वी डोंट हैव एनी शेयर्स, यानी कि निफ्टी का कोई ऐसा पर्टिकुलर शेयर नहीं है जो आप बाय कर सकते हो. सो इंडेक्स ऑप्शंस के केस में जो भी होगा दैट विल बी कैश सेटल्ड, मतलब जितना भी अमाउंट पेएबल है या फिर रिसीवेबल है दैट विल बी डिपॉजिटेड इनटू योर अकाउंट. नहीं तो अगर आपका लॉस है तो वो आपके अकाउंट में से ऑटोमेटिकली वो डिडक्ट कर लेगा. ये समझ में आ गया फाइनल एक्सरसाइज सेटलमेंट और डेली प्रीमियम सेटलमेंट. डेली, जस्ट टू गिव यू अ वेरी सिंपल समरी ऑफ दिस, डेली प्रीमियम मतलब डेली बेसिस पे जो भी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉसेस आएंगे वैसे आपका प्रीमियम एडजस्ट हो जाएगा अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रॉफिट एंड लॉसेस. एंड फाइनल एक्सरसाइज सेटलमेंट मतलब एक्सरसाइज जो एक्सपायरी डे है उस डे पे जो भी आपका नेट लॉन्ग नेट शॉर्ट पोजीशन होगा उसके हिसाब से जो सेटलमेंट होगा दैट इज द फाइनल एक्सरसाइज सेटलमेंट. Any doubts in this? I know this
नहीं.
chapter was very boring.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, but you know it's as it is there in your, because as I said, this part is going to be extremely boring for us because इसमें कुछ भी interesting नहीं है, like futures नहीं है, options नहीं है. You just need to learn about all these things which are already theory. So where delivery settlement is applicable, final settlement of futures contract and final exercise settlement of options contracts are settled by delivery shall be effected on expiry plus 2 days in accordance with the settlement schedule issued by the clearing corporation periodically. नाउ जैसे कि मैंने बोला डिलीवरी सेटलमेंट, नाउ इन केस ऑफ डिलीवरी के केस में क्या होता है कि लेट्स से स्टॉक ऑप्शन है, आपका पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक का ऑप्शन है एंड यू हैव अ कॉल ऑप्शन दैट इज अ कॉल यूरोपियन. सो एज द नेम सजेस्ट, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कॉल? कॉल मीन्स यू हैव द राइट टू बाय, और ये राइट अब आप कब एक्सरसाइज करोगे? व्हेन योर कॉल ऑप्शन बिकम्स इन द मनी. So let's say at expiry, if this particular call is in the money, then what will happen is this option will be automatically exercised in the market and the delivery mechanism will take place. Now, what is the delivery mechanism? The shares will now be deposited into your demat account and you will have to make a payment for those shares to the broker. So this entire process will happen on expiry plus 2 days. Let's say 20th October का मेरा expiry था और मेरा ऑटोमेटिक एक्सरसाइज हो गया, तो आई कैन एक्सपेक्ट द शेयर्स टू कम ऑन माई ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट समवेयर टिल 22nd ऑफ अक्टूबर. एंड इन 22nd ऑफ अक्टूबर को अगर संडे है तो टिल 23rd, दैट इज 23rd ऑफ मंडे, आई विल हैव दो शेयर्स इन माई ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट, डीमैट अकाउंट. सो एक्सपायरी प्लस 2 days इज नथिंग बट योर डिलीवरी सेटलमेंट का दिस थिंग मैकेनिज्म. Now, delivering clearing member shall complete delivery instructions for further transfer of security to depository pool account on settlement day by 2 p.m. or such cutoff time as stipulated by respective depositories. Now, what do you mean by these depositories? Now, depositories is something which is nothing but storing your shares. Okay. Now, this is not in our syllabus, but let me tell you, most people get this thing. तो जब आप stocks में trade करते हो, you have two different accounts. One is your demat account, and another one is your trading account. So trading account वो होता है, और let's say third one is your bank account. सो ये जो आपका नॉर्मल बैंक अकाउंट है, इसमें पैसे है, तो बैंक अकाउंट में से आप पैसे अपने ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में डालते हो और यहाँ से एक पर्टिकुलर शेयर एबीसी लिमिटेड का आप बाय करते हो, ठीक है। तो ये जो पर्टिकुलर एबीसी लिमिटेड का शेयर आप बाय करोगे, ये शेयर कहाँ पे जाएगा, ये कहाँ पे स्टोर होगा? सो देयर शुड बी सम प्लेस वेयर यू नीड टू स्टोर दिस पर्टिकुलर शेयर, इवन दो इट्स एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ticket, but still it is a very it is a encrypted kind of a ticket, and there should be some place where you can store this. So this particular share is stored at this your demat account. तो ये डीमैट अकाउंट मतलब एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है? ये डीमैट अकाउंट सर्विस जो होती है, ये आपका ब्रोकर आपको प्रोवाइड नहीं करता, बट दिस डीमैट अकाउंट सर्विस इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय योर डिपॉजिटरी. So depository is nothing but a place where you can just store those particular shares in your demat account, and they just keep a record track of all your stocks which are stored in your demat account. So there are two different repositories. One is your CDSL and your NSDL. So CDSL is your Central Depository of Securities Limited, and NSDL stands for National Securities Depository Limited. So these two are the different entities which are um, providing you with that kind of a facility. And the moment you buy these particular securities, they get transferred into your demat, and it is holded by this particular depository. So what this particular point is trying to say here is that 2 p.m., let's say 2 p.m. is the cutoff which is given by this particular depository. So whatever the securities are, they should be transferred to your account before 2 p.m. or whatever the cutoff time which has been specified by the respective depository. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And now we are here at the last this thing, which is the settlement price. So as we talked about the settlement this thing whatever, so now we are at the last segment, which is our settlement price. ये समझ में आ गया ना एग्जैक्टली डीमैट क्या है, डिपॉजिटरी क्या है, सी डी एस एल एन एस डी एल क्या है? ये बस वो बताने की कोशिश कर रहा है कि जो भी डिलीवरी मिलेगी आपको शेयर्स की, वो बस उस पर्टिकुलर कट ऑफ टाइमिंग के पहले होना चाहिए. अभी लेट से एक्सपायरी प्लस 2 डेज का मैकेनिज्म तो समझ में आ गया कि 2 दिन में वो आ जाएगा, लेकिन किस टाइम से पहले वो आना चाहिए, व्हाट शुड बी द टाइमिंग. जो डिपॉजिटरी ने टाइमिंग दिया हुआ है उसको हम लोग कट ऑफ टाइम बोलते हैं. तो वो एग्जैक्टली दो बजे का हो सकता है नॉर्मली, और इट कैन बी समथिंग एल्स विच इज गिवन बाय द डिपॉजिटरी. समझ गया? प्लीज डोंट स्लीप यार, because I can
समझ
understand
गया.
this is very this thing, but still you need to learn, because exam में you can expect question, and this chapter is having a weightage of 15 marks. So तो पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा obviously. Lastly, talking about the settlement price. Now as I said, the daily settlement price जो होता है वो mark to market होता है हमारे futures में. अभी now you will say कि आपने टेस्ट में जो क्वेश्चन डाला था उसमें you said that the settlement price is the mark to market price or the closing price of the spot this thing, but again here we are talking about in a much theoretical, like in a much practical manner. So in that case what usually happens is the daily settlement price which is there for your mark to market futures is based on the last 30 minutes of volume weighted average price of such contracts across exchanges. Now what do you mean by volume weighted average price? ओके, सो लेट्स से एक पर्टिकुलर डे पे आवरली बेसिस पे मैं एक पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक का प्राइस लेता हूँ. सो एट 10 o'clock इट वाज 100, at 11 it became 120, 12 it reached 140, again by 1 it reached around 135, Around 2 o'clock, it went to 115, and let's say 3 o'clock, it again went up to somewhere around 130. So this was the entire price movement for one particular day, and इस सब का मैं average लूंगा. So that will nothing but my weight, like average of whatever the prices was there. Now what I'm talking about is I'm talking about volume weighted average price. मतलब मुझे इस सब का एवरेज तो लेना ही है, बट मुझे एक पर्टिकुलर जो भी प्राइस है उसको वेट असाइन करना है. आई नीड टू असाइन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ वेट टू दिस पर्टिकुलर प्राइसेस. तो वो वेट मैं किस बेसिस पे डालूंगा इन सब पे? द वेट विल बी नथिंग बट बेस्ड ऑन द वॉल्यूम. What do you mean by volume? The number of people, like that means the number of activity which is happening in that particular price at that particular time. So let's say around 135 का जब price चल रहा था around this particular time, you saw a lot of activity in the market. Like many, there were many buyers and there were many sellers which were there. So you expected a lot of people to like to trade in that particular security at that particular period of time. So that means इस particular price का weight जो होगा that will be extremely high. Just a similar thing which we did in this thing, market capitalization weighted index. उसमें क्या किया था? Particular stock को weight assign किया था, but we assigned that based on the market cap. इसमें क्या करने वाले? इसमें बस हम वो वॉल्यूम के बेसिस पे करने वाले. Now if it is possible for me during next session, I didn't make an excel for this, but I will try to make an excel just for you to understand this thing better. So just remember this for now. The daily settlement price for futures contracts shall be based on the last 30 minutes of volume weighted average price for such contracts across exchanges. Now exam में let's say exam में such question comes कि what should be the settlement price for the daily settlement price for futures contracts. So if you get this option, last 30 minutes VWAP for such contract across exchanges, then that should be your correct answer. लेकिन अगर ये option आपको नहीं mention किया हुआ है, act smart. Sometimes what will happen is they will try to test you, because ये same question दो different chapters में भी आएगा. एक futures के chapters में भी आ सकता है, एक इस chapter के इसमें भी आ सकता है. So you don't exactly know which chapter का क्वेश्चन कौन से नंबर पे आएगा. So in that case use your smartness in that. अगर ये particular option है, so this is the most correct, the correctest, there's no such word as that, but I'll use it. The correctest answer for this particular question is this. But in case you don't see this particular option, select what we usually discuss, that is the closing price of that particular contract or the mark to market price, जो भी हो. समझ में आया?
हाँ आ गया.
Yes, Sakshi.
हाँ
Okay, fine.
बस कितने से चैप्टर था ये?
Uh,
कितनी स्लाइड्स है और?
these are 9 slides, but this chapter is bigger. But what I've done is I've clubbed all the important concepts, और वो बहुत ज़्यादा जो text दिया हुआ है text book में, I have just summarized it, kind of whatever the important things are.
ओके.
I've summarized it accordingly. But you're always welcome for doubts. If you read the book, if you find anything which is something that you don't understand, you're always welcome to ask me. कि सर ये क्या है, वो क्या है? I'll explain it to you. Even if it is not very relevant to your NISM, I will explain. No issues in that. But just I know, based on some experience that I have in teaching, in chapters में students get bored a lot, because these chapters are so boring. Sometimes they sleep, sometimes they just leave the meeting. But as a part of the protocol, I have to conduct this. And let me just pause the recording for a while. Recording. Okay. Now, as we mentioned, the first point, which is the daily settlement price that should be there for mark to market settlement, that should be the last 30 minutes of volume weighted average price of such contracts across all exchanges. Moving forward, for unexpired futures contracts which are not traded during the last half an hour on the day, so not traded. So the futures contract which is not expired or last half an hour may, which is the last 30 minutes, if it is not traded, so we compute it theoretically, which is S into multiplied by e to the power RT. Again, same formula for the theoretical future price. Lastly, the final settlement price for the futures contract. So now final settlement price for futures contract shall be based on the last 30 minutes volume weighted average price of the relevant underlying security or index across exchanges on the last trading day. तो यहाँ पे हमने उस पर्टिकुलर डे का लिया था, यहाँ पे हम उस लास्ट जो भी एक्सपायरी डे होगा उसके लास्ट 30 मिनट्स का वॉल्यूम वेटेड एवरेज प्राइस लेंगे. Lastly, the final exercise settlement price for options contract. So final exercise settlement price for an option contract shall be based on the last 30 minutes of volume weighted average price of the relevant underlying security or index across exchanges on the last trading day. Again, one and the same, no difference. And why, you guys would ask me, why is it so relevant that we take the VWAP? So VWAP basically stands for your volume weighted average price. So this is a very important metric to be considered, because what normally happens is people use something which you call as moving averages. So moving average आपको क्या देता है? Moving average is giving you just the average of price. So जो भी prices है उसका बस एक आपको average दे रहा है, and it the line moves across like this. But in case of VWAP, what happens is you get a volume weighted average price. उस मतलब प्राइस तो है ही, बट इफ यू कंसिडर वन particular factor for that, which is only price, it can be misleading sometimes, because there is market में एक particular term होता है which you call as smart money. So what do you mean by smart money? Smart money is the people who are trading with a capital of at least 50 crore rupees, which is a very huge amount of capital. 150 crores, 100 crores, and such capital is enough to move the entire market by at least 100 to 200 points. जब इतना पैसा लगाते हो आप मार्केट में, सो और वो ऑटोमेटिकली बहुत ज्यादा प्राइस बढ़ जाती है, बिकॉज बहुत ज्यादा बाइंग हो रही है इन दैट केस. सो व्हेन स्मार्ट मनी इज इन्वॉल्व, that means you can see at that. So in that case what happens is price becomes a misleading factor. प्राइस आपको मिसलीड कर देगा उस केस में, आपको लगेगा प्राइस बढ़ रही है, बट स्टिल देयर इज नथिंग अंडरलाइंग टू इट. There are not a lot of people who are actually interested in buying, or who are actually interested in selling. This is just smart money which is involved. So in that case what happens is you use VWAP, that is volume weighted average price. तो लेट्स से ये जो प्राइस बढ़ रही है, जो मेरा बढ़ने वाला फैक्टर है, उसको मैं वॉल्यूम का वेट लगा दूंगा. लाइक आई विल असाइन वॉल्यूम टू इट. वॉल्यूम से मैं उसको मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगा प्राइस को. ये करने से मुझे क्या मिलेगा? वो पर्टिकुलर प्राइस पॉइंट पे एक्चुअली वॉल्यूम कितना था, मार्केट में एक्चुअली कितने लोग इन्वॉल्व थे. In that case, what will happen is I will come to know what is the exact picture. Like even if the prices are rising, I will come to know, okay, so overall sentiment ही ऐसा है कि it is bullish, that's why a lot of people are buying into it. Like if I realize कि prices बस ऐसे ही बढ़ रही है, so in that case that will become very misleading for me. तो ये समझ गए आप?
हम्म, आ गया.
Yes,
हाँ.
understood.
हाँ हाँ, आ गया. यस.
Okay, fine. Let me just save this PPT, and what I'll do is I'll just give this to you. This is nothing but chapter 8. Okay, so I'll just save this. So what happens is, this is your chapter 8. I'll provide you with this particular PPT, and you do one thing is that you just read it accordingly. Okay, particular PPT को भी एक बार read कर लेना. If you want it, I'll just go through the book once. Okay, this was chapter 7, not 8. Hmm. So this was chapter 7 and not 8, which is fine. So I have already saved it. I'll just stop sharing and stop the recording.